Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And here I have an article for you guys from Reuters. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So this is about the write-off charge, this video that Verizon announced this past week. Verizon to take $5.8 billion hit in fourth quarter from unit write-down. So I wanted to discuss that a bit more. I think people are a bit confused. I see messages out there saying, "Oh, Verizon, the house is burning down. Verizon's getting out of the business segment." No. So I want to clarify this. This is going to happen to all businesses that are in the legacy space still, that have legacy equipment, legacy voice, whatever it may be. Verizon is just the first company to make the move. Others will have to do the same. AT&T has an even larger legacy business than even Verizon, so AT&T at some point will have to do a similar write-off. So here's what's going to happen. I'll be very honest with you guys. The financials during Verizon's quarterly earnings are not going to look great. They're going to likely post a very negative quarter because of this almost $6 billion of write-off. This is an impairment charge, so that's going to hit net income. So the financials for that quarter, for this quarter, are shot. They'll likely take a hit on the stock, maybe 2, 3, 4%, because of legacy pains, and this will continue through 24, 25, 26, likely through at least 2028. They have a lot of legacy equipment that they need to transition over to the digital side, so they need to decom. It's not going to be a big priority, but they pick and choose the quarter where they add these charges. There's going to be more of these impairment charges over the coming years. It's not just going to be just this quarter. So I want to point that out right off the bat. The financials are going to look pretty bad, but during the Q&A and likely in Verizon's presentation, this is going to be offset by the price increases that you've seen recently. So the first price increase came from Verizon with the business side of things. I recently saw a report. I won't say from who it's from. It's from an analyst group. It's consensus estimates for 2024. And Verizon is likely to make roughly close to $2 billion of additional profit from the price increases on business and on the consumer side. So that's going to be talked about and pointed out during likely the opening statements on the quarterly earnings, and then also during the Q&A, because lots of questions are going to come up about this, in my opinion. So that's going to be talked about much. And then they're also going to talk about the fixed wireless access side of things. I think they're going to talk about, they're going to boast about growth. There's likely going to be bigger growth in 2024, and I think we will see that in the guidance. I think they will guide up. I recently saw a video on Inside Verizon on Up to Speed, where they're anticipating already 9 to 10 million subscribers on that business. So they will continue thriving there, and they will continue to invest. And as the C-band naturally scales without any additional funding into the rural environment with 200 megahertz of total bandwidth, they are going to crush it when it comes to FWA growth and taking customers from cable, because a lot of customers in these environments are already on Verizon. So why not, right? Why not bundle and get the discount versus being with the satellite provider or cable provider that's in your area, right? Save some money there. So that's a big deal for Verizon. That's not talked about much. And I voiced my opinion on that in a previous video, but the converged offer, I think Verizon needs to take that a lot more serious than they are today. I think that's a big deal. And they really need to go with a much more positive mindset on the converged offer. I think if the way that they're approaching fixed wireless access in the home broadband space, I think they need to be similar, in that space positioned as AT&T. Bundle wireless with broadband, get 25% off the total bill. Verizon can offer that at a much larger scale rather than what AT&T does with fiber today. So why not take advantage of that opportunity? And I think if a new leadership ever gets in place at Verizon, I think they will do that converged offering a lot more aggressive than what Verizon is doing today. So So that's something that I wanted to discuss in this video. This charge that you're seeing on screen, the almost 6 billion, that's a one-time charge. They're going to take a big hit on the financials because of it. So you'll see that on the quarterly earnings, likely to impact the stock in a negative way. So embrace for that impact. We'll see how it responds over the coming quarters. I think Verizon bounces back great, but it's going to be still focused on the main talking points. Judge us on service revenue, profits, and fixed wireless access. The consumer growth, Verizon doesn't want to. They don't want to play. They don't want to play ball there. They just don't want to compete. They think they have a great offering. They think they have great optionality. They think they're being innovative with the My Plan, but I don't think it moves the needle for them much. I think the others compete much better there. And the fact that Verizon keeps increasing prices, I think has some scare to even join them because, okay, my plan is new today, and in a year from now, it might be retired. Yes, I'm grandfathered, but then I have to endure a price increase that makes it more expensive than versus a year ago when I got in the plan. So that's something that Verizon has to deal with. That perception is going to be out in the market, and they will have to deal with that. I don't know how they deal with that. If it's going to create churn. That's one thing. That's one thing that the consensus and the estimates pointed out in the report. There is going to be churn, and it is very likely that this is the biggest churn bubble that Verizon will see in a long time. I'm thinking it could be like 1.2, 1.3, 1.4% of a churn right off the bat. Just too many options to still remain on the Verizon wireless network, and the other competitors are making big strides in their network journey to becoming a better network. So it's going to be much harder for Verizon to endure these types of price increases and get away with it. Is Verizon space the least sensitive on cost? Yes, but this leaves the door wide open for them to shop, for them to seek. T-Mobile offers test drives that you can get in for like 90 days and test out the network fully where you work, live, and play. If it works the same for you, in some cases better, there's another customer gone. So that's something that Verizon will have to deal with. I'm almost positive this creates churn. Probably, I would say yes to the highest churn bubble they've ever seen. And that was the last time they increased pricing. That was the highest churn bubble. This one will likely be even higher. And they'll again have to explain that to the market. But their response is going to be, judge us on the increase in service revenue, profit and margins, and judge us on home broadband. And so far, it's been working. So make sure you guys stay tuned, like, share, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Follow all of my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.